Let's all fall in love together in this swoon-worthy movie that will take you back to your teen years. So buckle up and let's fly to Indonesia. Milea, Suara, Dari, Dilan was released in 2020, directed by Fajar Bostomi and Pidi Baiq. Oh my goodness, I so butchered those names. I am so sorry for mispronouncing your names if I did. So this movie was released after the first two original Dilan movies, Dilan 1990 and Dilan 1991. And I guess you can say this is a response to Milea's side of the story, so this movie was told by Dilan. In saying that though, you don't need to watch the first two movies. You can watch this movie independently. This is not a prequel or a sequel to the two Dilan movies. You don't need to know the backstory because Milea is a story in itself. We start by getting to know Dilan, played by Iqbal Ramadan, a juvenile delinquent who is part of a motorbike gang in his school. As a child, he tells his mother, played by Ira Wibowo, that he wishes to marry someone when he grows up. How cute is Dilan? Yes, it's very rare to see a boy that says they want to marry someone one day, but doesn't it pull on your heartstrings? He hears about a new transfer student, Milea, and straight away it piques his interest to hear a newbie. The next day, he makes it a point to introduce himself to Milea, played by Vanessa Priscilla, and makes an interesting impression on her straight away. Like, honestly, this Dilan dude has game, and there are some few good pointers for those who are pursuing someone. Just saying. Milea, being new in town, comes across as shy and cautious, making it a challenge for Dilan to be her boyfriend, but this making him more determined to win her over. From love letters to interesting birthday presents to telephone calls, he slowly but surely has her fallen in love with him. Oh my goodness, the nostalgia of love letters, having to think of what to write in these letters and then staying up all night and then having to go meet that person to hand in the letters, being nervous of their reaction. And then those days when you would stand by your phone, just wishing that they would call. Now, Milea had always hated Dilan being in a motorbike gang because of how dangerous it is. But Dilan finds it hard to leave because of his brotherhood. In return, Dilan hated Milea being around other guys, which tends to send him in a jealous rage. Totally relatable. I mean, having a true relationship for the first time and experiencing love, and not to mention not knowing what envy and trust is really like, and then throw on top of that wanting to be with that person almost all the time. We get you, Dilan. After Dilan finds out one of his friends, Anna, had accidentally slapped Milea, he is out for blood and starts a fight at school. Not realizing a fight with Anna is an invite for his brother to find him and beat him up. Dilan was then left bruised and battered. Dilan plots for revenge, and his anger is fueled when Milea tries to stop him, but then sees another guy with her, only finding out later that it's Milea's cousin. Now, Dilan's revenge ends before it's even begun when police receives a tip-off and arrest Dilan for gun possession. Now, by this stage, I would have left Dilan. No 3 strikes, you are just out, dude. Milea gives Dilan another shot at their relationship. They reconcile, but not without reminding him how much she hates him being in the gang. It's either her or the boys. Now, all is well for a while until Akil, a good friend of Milea, dies and assumes was caused by a gang war. Milea quickly blames Dilan, even though Dilan tries to convince Milea he had nothing to do with Akil's death. Will the truth surface in time for Dilan and Milea to reconcile again? Or is the loss of a friend too deep in order for them to reconnect? An ending I will leave for you to find out. And of course, if you've seen the 2 Dilan movies, then you would know the ending. Although seeing the guy's version is always interesting and an eye-opener for a girl to see. I love this story, and like the Dilan movie, Milea is based on a novel written by Pidi Baiq. Again, I'm sorry if I butchered that. It's one of my top rated romantic movies, and it's such a good idea to release a version of Dilan's side of the story. The pace, the production, and the acting was perfectly executed. Even though there is only one Milea movie versus the two Dilan movies, this movie tells you enough of their story to know what's going on. So my last thoughts, you have to watch this movie. Especially if your genre is romance and swoon-worthy, this is for you. I highly recommend it. Now, if you've watched Milea, comment below, let me know what you think of the movie. You may not agree with me. Although I am a bit biased, I am a helpless romantic. Also, hit like if you want me to keep recommending you movies to binge watch, and hit subscribe if you want to keep up to date with all my released videos. And until next time, bye!